Okay, peace. So, oh my gosh. So, I am in this like beautiful energy right now. And I was very unclear about this message, but it just is unfolding so beautifully. And so, I prayed on this book. This is the collected works of Khalil Gibran, one of my favorite poets of all time. Very beautiful words, just such a divine soul. Like literally this feels like this was written by God. God wrote this. God wrote all of Khalil Gibran's poems. But I prayed on this book today, just now in this second, in this moment. And I asked for clarity about the message that was coming through because I really felt called to talk and share something. And so when I prayed, I landed on the page of marriage. And I'm going to read the poem to you, and then we'll elaborate with spirit as we snack and drink tea together. Y'all are welcome to drink some tea and snack on some snacks. So, this is the poem about marriage. So, then Elmetria spoke again and said, "And what of marriage, master?" And he answered, saying, "You were born together, and together you shall be forevermore. You shall be together when the white wings of death scatter your days. Aye, you shall be together, even in the silent memory of God. But let there be space in your togetherness, and let the wings of the heavens dance between you. Love one another, but not make a bond of love. Let it rather be a moving sea between the shores of your souls." "Fill each other's cup, but drink not from one cup. Give one another of your bread, but eat not from the same loaf. Sing and dance together and be joyous, but let each one of you be alone. Even as the strings of a lute are alone, though they quiver with the same music. Give your hearts, but not into each other's keeping, for only the hand of life can contain your hearts. And stand together, yet not too near each other, not too near together. For the pillars of the temple stand apart, and the oak tree and the cypress grow not in each other's shadow." So that's on marriage, baby. That's on marriage. Today I actually did this ceremony for this married woman who just had a baby, and it was really beautiful. And lately I've just been surrounded by marriage. The idea of marriage, the truth of marriage, the truth of partnership, the truth of unionization, the truth of what it actually means to be in a marriage, what it actually feels like to be in a partnership, why marriage exists. Like, that's something that I had to face within myself recently. If I wanted to get married, truthfully, I've always had this like natural inclination to be married. But as I've gotten older and have grown into this matured version of myself, I've learned to question these beliefs that I've had and like why they exist. And I found that I think marriage truly exists because the unions between two individuals is somewhat like its own separate entity. It's somewhat like its own energy. It's not somewhat, it is. And it's truly like, yeah, its own being. And marriages somewhat solidify the protection of that union. And that's the truth that I've gained, luckily, within this life, because yeah, wholeheartedly know that my marriage exists in the future, and maybe that's the message for you too. And also, marriage is so specific. Marriage is so unique, and marriage doesn't have to look like, actually legally signing documents. Um, Marriage can just look like an agreement between two people. Like, marriage can truly just look like, it can look elaborate and grand and a beautiful ceremony, and I also love ceremonies. I'm a part of so many ceremonies. I feel like my life is a ceremony, and as this life is a ceremony, I've learned to honor the ceremonious parts of this life and how sacred that is, to ceremonially initiate people within phases of their lives. And I do feel like marriages are an initiation for unions to somewhat be blessed on their way within this lifetime, to be protected by their community, to be honored and celebrated. Celebration is such a sacred thing that we have on this life. Like, there's so much, that we have to experience through this life, and celebration is literally a time where we honor our joy and our happiness together. And unions are so happy and so beautiful and so healing in so many ways. And I think that the ceremony of marriage honors the healing, blesses the way for the couple, blesses the experience that they're gonna have together, the mission that they came here together to work through and to create and to build. So I think that marriages are very powerful. And yeah, I'm gonna eat a cashew. ASMR. Take a sip of this tea. And yeah, today I did a ceremony, and it was somewhat like a bone closing ceremony, but we don't call it that. But it's similar to that, where, after an experience has been had, especially a traumatic experience or a initiation that occurred over a period of time, these ceremonies are used, these bone closing ceremonies, these door closing ceremonies are done to solidify the lesson, to solidify the wisdom that was gained, the experience that was had, the lessons that were learned, and to solidify the phase of being that the person is in at the moment, so that they can move forward and embody the wisdom that was gained, integrate the wisdom that was gained, integrate the lessons, integrate this new form of being, because we change so much after traumatic experiences, after life lived. We change so much after life has been lived. And so that's just maturity, that's just growth. And I think that these ceremonies that I'm doing, that I'm helping out with, that I'm truly like learning how to facilitate right now. This is something new that I've somewhat found myself in, like, unconsciously. This is my second one that I've been a part of, and I'm realizing, like, wow, this is something that I'm doing. This is very powerful. This is really good work. And yeah, it definitely is taking me somewhere beautiful, just within really witnessing humanity within others. Like, wow, we are just, like, this human experience is so sacred, you know? Like, there's this saying, you know, we are souls, or spiritual beings having a human experience. And what's not talked about often is how sacred this human experience is. This human experience is so magical. This human experience is filled with magic. The magic has not been lost in childhood. The magic continues. Me and my friend Phoebe, we were just talking about this. How, you know, when you're a child, you are so unconscious of the magic. You're like, the magic is normalized. You're like, of course there are fairies, and I'm a princess, and I live in a tree house, and I'm singing to the wind and the flowers. Of course I do that, because duh. Like, why wouldn't I? But then as you know, become an adult, somewhat, there's like this monotonous world that we live in where the system has created this sort of cookie cutter lifestyle where it's like, get money, pay bills, eat food, drink alcohol, whatever the fuck. Sorry. But anyways, like, that's not real. Okay? That's not real life. That's a fabricated life that the people, wherever, the small select few that wants to hoard all the magic, them up there that created this system for the workers, the worker bees, to fuel the system so that they could, you know, live comfortably and magically. Where was I going with this? Well, they exist. That's where I was going. And also that this cookie cutter world, this monotonous, sort of robotic routine that we're coming out of, we're realizing it's not real, it's not true life. That's not the life that we came here to live. We came here to switch it up. We came here to heal those wounds of having to even be indoctrinated in this system, to be brainwashed, to even, like, identify with it. We gotta heal with even identifying with this system, truly. And we're coming back into our magic, because as we transition into the system, right, the system that sucked the magic out of everyone, the ones that are awakening right now, the ones that are realizing, like, oh my god, we are little magical beings. We are magic. What? And so now we're more conscious of the magic. Like, childhood was the moment in our lives where magic was, it was life, you know? It literally filled our lives. And now that we're adults and we're conscious of our consciousness, if you know what I mean, there's this newfound awareness where we're constantly in awe of the magic, constantly appreciative of the magic, constantly in gratitude for the magic, because there have been moments, even for me, where I felt like there was no magic in a moment, you know, or I feel like that is doubt. I feel like doubt is truly not believing in the magic, truly not having faith within the magic of our lives, within the magic of this life. And whenever I'm in those moments and I sit with it, the magic reveals itself, and I'm in awe, and I'm in gratitude, and I'm in this deep, heartfelt appreciation for all the components that unfolded the magic for me. God, my ancestors, my spirit guides, my consciousness, even just myself being open to seeing the magic. Like, I'm so thankful to be open to see it, to receive the magic, because it exists and it's here for you right now in this moment. Confirmation. But yeah, the magic exists. We are the magic. And marriage is magic too. Like, marriage is such a beautiful little magical moment between two souls. And also, what has been coming through for me is that these unions that are coming through right now are so protected. Like, the unions are so protected by higher powers, by higher forces. I know mine is. I know it is, and it's deeply protected by spirit, so heavily, so ancestrally. The ancestors are here. And it's like no denying that it's protected. And so, yeah, that's the message, that the union is protected, marriage is protected, you're protected, and the magic's here. The magic is within it. The magic is within the union energy. And yeah. And also that, it doesn't mean that there's not work there. Because yes, there's protection and there's also work. Work exists within our lives, especially within this time, because we are coming out of this fabricated system. We're coming out of this time of humanity. We're healing so much. And there's work to be done. There's so much work, and the work is like, I'm realizing that, in no way does my soul want to save the world. I want to heal the world in so many ways. But all I know is that it takes me healing my relationships, and that in turn heals the world. And like, within marriages, within unions, within partnerships, whether that be friendships, family members, community members, like, the healing is what saves the world. And so, yeah, there's healing there, always. There's healing within the celebration. There's healing within the lessons and the moments. And there's this willingness, this openness that needs to be present. And I do feel like that is happening. That is happening with time. Yeah. So that's the message. I see it. I feel like it's just getting better and better and better. That's what I see. It's getting better and better and better and better. And I'm thankful. And I hope that you are able to sit in gratitude and also be open. Just be open. Love. That's a sign. Eat a cashew. And peace. I hope this message was clear. Lately I've been feeling like I want to exercise my voice. I want the messages to be more clear and concise. Hope I did an okay job. Hope I did a great job. Hope I did a spectacular, amazing, magical job, actually. Much love.